Hey, and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host, Tom Queef. Thank you so much for joining me. Please follow the show. I always say it, I always mean it. We're at Battle Rap Resume. If you want to know about upcoming episodes, news, etc., please get in touch with us as well. Comment below, subscribe. Best way to get in touch with the show is the email, battleresume@gmail.com, all one word. If you want some long-form correspondence with me, maybe you want to ask some questions, etc., the best way to get in touch with me is there, because we're on Facebook as well. What else do we have? The iTunes. Please leave a review on iTunes. That's greatly appreciated. Helps to push us up the rankings very slowly there. And we got the Patreon, of course, the patreon.com/battlerapresume. Everything that goes onto the YouTube channel goes onto the Patreon first. If you want to help support the show, you can donate there and get access to bonus material, preview material, show notes. If you want to battle me, you can get the privilege of doing that. T-shirts, etc. Check out the Patreon, links in the description. But yeah, we're doing something that I love doing on the show, catching up. You know, people that I've had on the show in prior battles have happened since. And I've got, one of my favourite battlers of recent years, the golden boy of Don't Flop to a certain extent. Juan, how's it going, man?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Good to be back on the show.
Yeah, good to have you, man. You've just returned from a gap year, is that right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And was it you travelled all over? We're going to get to the sort of Aeros battle, but I mean, where did you go? Was it a classic sort of transcontinental jaunt, or?
It was all over the place, really. Started in Thailand, and then went down to Australia and New Zealand, and then I flew across the ocean to South America and worked way up from there. Flew through the United States, then back home. So it was, all over the place, to be honest.
Fucking hell. I mean, that's the thing. I forget how young you are. You're like, are you 18 or 19?
19.
19.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. How the hell are you 19? I mean, the battles we're going to go through, Oshea, Pedro. Okay, Pedro, no, not so much, but you've battled Sharon, you battled Uno. Like, I'm sure we mentioned this on our previous episode as well, but, it's just very impressive.
Yeah, I'm just lucky, to be honest, that I've been given a platform to do, I don't know what it is really.
Yeah,
a word thing.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget you battled Conflict as well on KOTR. But we, I'm sure we discussed that before. But we're here to get into the battles that have gone on since. And the first battle versus Big J.
Shouts out to Lefty though. The 2-on-2s you did with him are sick. My only issue is this: with every Britain he spits, you have a giggling fit. Just watch all the 2-on-2s. Skip to Lefty's parts, of course. Jay watches him attentively. A smile on his face starts to form. Lefty drops a funny punchline. The crowd will gasp and roar. Jay keels over like this and starts to laugh some more. Smiling from ear to ear till his cheeks are partly sore, beaming like a spastic and the crowd just can't ignore. They start looking at you like, what the fuck's he still laughing for? You rehearsed together for months. You must have heard that bar before.
Was a matchup that a lot of people liked. It made a lot of sense. But fair to say, and this kind of resounded with me rewatching this, Sunburn 3 was a bit of a washout, wasn't it?
It was. I thought it was a very underwhelming event, to be honest. Like, there wasn't really any proper headline battles apart from Shuffle T, Raptor. And I think that's the only one that properly... That was like the only battle that I liked from the event, I think. I can't really think of any other like actual rewatchable battles from the event, but yeah.
No, I mean, like, it's not, we're not trying to be harsh here, we're just being realistic, there wasn't really, because I think the problem was as well, Sunburn 2 was such a kind of, crazy talented event, and, no offence, Juan, but, you versus Big J's introduced as a main event, it shouldn't be a main event, really.
I don't think it should be, to be honest, but I'll take it. I'll take a main event at Sunburn.
No, I mean, still an interesting battle, but I mean, part of the kind of the washed out element is there just weren't that many people there, were there?
No, there wasn't at all, and it was kind of a weird vibe on the day. I think with lots of King of the Ronalds people turned up, which kind of threw certain people off, and there's a few security issues and things like that.
Right.
But yeah, I think I just heard that literally no big battlers were available for the day. And they're trying to get some pretty big battles locked in, but just they didn't really materialise, and they were just left with that card.
Yeah. They're left with you versus Big J, which will.
Feel sorry for him.
No. I mean, it's not as bad as we're making out, I'm sure. But we begin with Tox introduces Big J as Medium J. It's nice to see him losing weight.
Yeah, no, no offense to Tox, but it does say a lot about the event that he was co-host.
Right.
I don't know, but yeah, no, he lost loads of weight, didn't he? I think he lost five stone or something.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah. Shout out to Big J. And we have spoken about getting him on the show. Definitely need to get him on the show. That'd be a really, really enjoyable one. So, and Big J as an opponent, was this someone that you were excited to write for, or?
Not particularly, really. I thought I had quite good angles for that battle. Whenever I start writing, I just pretty much brainstorm angles I can pick. And I had quite a lot to choose from, but I just didn't really execute any of them as well as I wanted to in the actual battle.
And I mean, I've pretty much watched all 4 of these battles in one go, really, and it was very, very enjoyable. Few hours, and the angles is such a thing with you, something you do so well. I think especially in the Pedro battle, and here you sort of open by anticipating that Jay can be quite mendacious. He can lie, and you talk about him and Lefty starting a spy agency.
Well, what did I say? I've not watched this battle back.
Just like Lefty with binoculars, finding out like the extra finger on like your nan's hand or something.
Oh, yeah, that's quite funny actually. Yeah, no, yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've not gone anywhere near the link to that battle.
Yeah, it's weird actually because you do get a lot of views, but this one's kind of got like average 33,000, which for you is minuscule.
And Big J gets loads of views as well. He's got quite a few, over 100,000, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Maybe it was just the event, the timing. Maybe Medium J, loses the views as well as the pounds. I don't know what it is, but there's still crazy stuff from you here. You speak about quite a famous sunburn battle, Big J versus Harry Baker. Baker's fire killed him like it was 1666.
Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. To be honest, I had that bar left over from the 2-on-2 that me and Rob Wilson were supposed to do against Harry Baker and Crafty.
Yes.
So I just kind of flipped it back for Big J. Phrased it a bit differently.
I had Rob Wilson on recently, and I think we mentioned that battle. Why didn't that go down again?
Oh, I just had a few issues that meant that I couldn't make it on the day. But I let them know a couple of weeks in advance that I couldn't get there.
It's just a shame because I mean, I'm a big fan of all 4 of you guys, especially Crafty. But I would have loved to have seen you clowning on Crafty. I think he would have done some great stuff.
Oh man, I don't think a battle would ever happen between me and him, but if we were to battle, there's a lot that I would say. Yeah. Maybe like in the same kind of way that I had a lot to say to Sleepy G about his mannerisms.
Right. Yeah. Right. Oh my God, that Sleepy G battle was a beautiful body bag, by the way.
Thank you.
It's a piece of art, I think, and I mean, Big J gets involved here. Lyrical war, lyrical gun. He has quite a creative slowing down the word claps into the word collapse.
That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, but the problem is, something's true when people don't want to react, and Big J says a lot in this battle. I think he says it 3 or 4 times. Don't flop is becoming shit, and you see the crowd sort of go, ooh, everyone pulling their collar because they kind of know it.
Yeah, but he did. I don't know. He's making it a bit shitter with that performance, isn't he? It wasn't a very good performance.
It wasn't. I mean, Big J, he's not a loaded Lux, of course not, but there's a certain quality that I think he dipped under in these rounds.
Yeah, I know, and he's hyped it up so much before, and I don't know, trying to troll me on Viewpoint or whatever all the time, and then I even messaged him asking him how long his rounds were, and he said they were about 3.5 minutes, and I think mine came out like twice as long as his on the day. Like mine were a lot longer than his. He didn't really seem very prepared, to be honest.
No, there's not much structure. He ends with a sort of awkward bar, pointing at all these motherfuckers like I'm doing the dance for Grease Lightning, and then
Big J bar.
Yeah. And then, he calls time, and, we get into your second. Great opener for you in the second one. I was having a word with some of your Rasta friends.
Oh yeah, that was probably the high point of the battle for me. That went off.
Yeah, and you sort of talk about him saying Bumberclart and all this certain stuff. Haven't heard dialect that bad since Gemini battled.
Shots fired.
Yeah,
shots fired.
You versus dialect as well. I don't know. Would that be a good battle? Would you do that battle?
I would 100% do that battle. I had like I don't know if you've seen it, but a while ago I did like a sending season thing on Viewpoint. And I actually have a second one written, but I never actually dropped it. And he's one of the like 4 battlers that I listed at the end that I wanted to battle.
I mean, there's a few posts on Viewpoint. I mean, Viewpoint, for all intents and purposes, is kind of dead now, really, in a certain sense. But there are certain posts that people like to bump. I'm thinking explicitly, Tony's Willsy kind of reply, and your sending season, man. People love that video.
I know. I was so surprised at the reception it got. That's one of my favorite things I've done. It's battle rap related, and I just did it as a joke in my room or whatever. But I'm glad it went down like that.
And another joke, or maybe it's not a joke, you call out Mook at the end of your second.
Oh yeah, that wasn't that funny, I don't think. A lot funnier the first time I did it.
It was a bit like, why are you doing it? I mean, not that it's a bad thing, but and I mean, Big J, if you're running out of things for angles for you, there's loads of one flips you can do.
Of course.
Yeah, you only had one shot and stuff like that, and One of the things that's nice is sometimes people write bars and you can kind of tell a little bit about their personal life to a certain extent. And I'm pretty sure Big J has young kids, and you can tell because he has 2 children's show bars in a row. I quite like get the big picture like Art Attack. It's not, it's kind of a setup. And jump into the picture like Blue's Clues.
I don't know what Blue's Clues is.
Oh my God, you're so young, aren't you?
Is that before my time?
I guess so. It was actually before my time. I have a younger sister, and I remember her watching that ages ago. But yeah, it was like a sort of it was a guy, like a real live, a human actor in a cartoon world with a dog, and it was like a mystery show. You don't know? Okay,
doesn't even ring any bells.
Okay. Well, give it a quick Google after this. But but actually, I mean, in terms of age as well, as you say to O'Shea, no one Googles it anymore. We Siri it, so maybe which is really, really good. And then your angles are watertight. His daughter's first word in the third, you're saying it's going to be the N word.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I think I had to say something about the older N word incident.
And
I don't know.
As you continue the round, you talk about him reading Winnie the Pooh and saying Tigger's name a different way. There seems to be, it's not caught on camera, but you can certainly see off camera, people are getting a little bit aggy about that. Some people acting up.
No, it was Big J's friends. It's a bit of a weird situation, really. I think at one point I called his friends like Niki or something like that. Just right. Like it was literally just because it rhymed. Like I don't think they are Niki or whatever. But and then his friend that was like standing just by Bagnall, so you can't see it on camera. But he started saying like, what? He was going like what like, quite aggressively, and it didn't really faze me at the time, but it did throw me off a bit. Yeah, like I definitely stumbled a bit after that.
Yeah. If you're in your zone, you don't need any I mean, and anybody like that in the crowd that reacts to it's like, get out. You don't understand what this thing that we're doing is. Like, it's pantomime. Yeah. Like, if you're taking this seriously, you're pathetic. Like, it's just.
I didn't even say it like anything.
No, Niki, like, it's not.
And then like Big J was like really apologetic afterwards about it. I think he just said his friend had been drinking a bit too much. Yeah, or whatever, so. Yeah. I mean, like, you've got to get through sunburn free some way. So I sort of understand that to a certain extent. And Big J again talks about the league getting shit again. Guns Emily Tilly, it's a big bitch. I mean, there's not really much to go in there. And like for some reason he quotes like Shotty with his graveyard. Does he put any context behind it, or does he literally just say the bar? Yeah,
he's like 3 rounds in and it's not my best. I opened the graveyard this morning or something like that. It's weak.
It was just quite an uninspired performance, I think.
Yeah,
both of us.
But but it's a shame, really, because I know at the time Big J was kind of fading in and out of battle rap and stuff, but I think someone like you at that time should have really given him something to go for.
Yeah, I know, and he did genuinely seem like excited about the battle and the lead up to it, and spoke to him after, and he said that he finished his material a few weeks before the event, and and then he kind of forgot about it until a couple of days before, and tried to learn it all then, and missed out a lot of material. But then what he did say wasn't particularly cutting, I guess.
No, but I mean, any abiding memories from Sunburn 3 other than that, or?
Quite happy to leave, to be honest.
Fair enough.
I didn't really see many other battles, to be honest. I was kind of dreading mine because the vibe of the event was just kind of dead anyway, and I didn't really want to perform to that crowd. So I think there's only like 30 people there by the end of it, and that's for what should be like Dope Flop's second or third biggest event of the year. Yeah, Sunburns was meant to be massive. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a marquee. It's a huge event. It's kind of sad, really. I mean, we're recording this only on Listen to the Future in mid-August, and really, we should be building up to Sunburn 4 now. But
it's emotional.
It is. And I guess we can't get out the battle without mentioning the meteorite line. Like that's a thing of beauty.
I know. I thought that. When I said it, someone would pull me up like a couple of days later saying, "Oh, this guy said that," because it does seem like quite a bait pun. But no one said that anyone else said that before, and I guess it's just anyone can get that, can't they? Like whether they watch battle rap or not. No, it's very, very good. It's almost something like John Lennon would do. Like it's just very cheeky British wordplay that's very, very satisfying. Now we get to the next battle. Thankfully, this next event, was a huge event. Sunburn 3 really was kind of a death knell in terms of many people's critical opinion of Don't Flop. 8th birthday was a huge step in the right direction. I was at the pre-party. I wasn't at the main day. This whole atmosphere seemed crazy. Yeah, it was really good. I think because they moved from the room that they usually do it in called Stylus to a bit of a smaller one, just literally like downstairs from Stylus, and it fitted the capacity really, like the amount of fans that came in was like a perfect number for the venue, and the crowd were really, really live. You could tell when they started chanting O'Shea's name.
Yeah,
that was pretty much like the first thing I heard from the crowd was just them chanting as soon as they heard his name.
And being offered someone like Oshea, it's a real huge mark of honour, isn't it?
I know, and at the birthday as well.
Yeah.
Because I know he always turns up at the birthday. He always has. If you think about, he battled Harry Baker, Kid Twist, were his last two battles at the birthdays, both like classic battles.
Yeah. I actually remember I saw Oshea versus Harry Baker at his 6th birthday, and I saw you versus Tongue Twister. That was the first time I actually ever saw you, and you probably it was all right. You obviously don't remember, but I remember walking into the building, you walking out, and I said, "Oh, good performance, man." And you're like, "Oh, thanks." And I was like, "Oh, it's Juan." I was like, but I always just remember Tongue Twister said something like, "You look like Harry Baker fuck C major" or something like that.
Harry Baker, Shag C major.
Shag C major.
Yeah. Decent.
O'Shea stellar performance. That's a Coke, Bud, Mandy and Stella performance when it's getting old. We still see your jaw swinging at every event you roll. But you thought you would have learned after that heroin the gem had sold, but you're still getting lines off different plugs like Della Soul. Plus you got a son now, so that shit's tragic. You know it's a bit backwards when he hasn't said his first word but spells out MDMA with Twitch language.
O'Shea gets the chant, but you do get a chant as well. One.
Not quite as catchy. No. But, I was a bit intimidated once I heard them going that crazy for him.
And this was the first battle, was it, of the event?
Yeah. So it's good to get it out of the way, but I wasn't really ready for it. I thought, because originally it was meant to be Ogmios Marlow as the first battle, but one of them was running late or something, so I just had to step up.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure we touched on this before, but what is like your rehearsal process? How are you embedding these bars in your memory?
I write quite late up into the event. Like I usually finish, like, if the event's on Saturday or Sunday, I probably finish on the Thursday. And I record myself saying the bars, and then play them back, and I just delete the note again, do it again, and keep doing that, really. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of goes in as I write, I guess.
No, fair enough. Yeah, I guess because it's quite structured, isn't it? Your stuff. There's often a narrative in the round, so it's.
Yeah, no, I don't really do indirect bars. Like I tend to try and cater everything I've written to my opponent. Like, I don't really just spit like cipher bars or anything. So it's all kind of like a trail of thought that leads from one idea to the next.
We're getting to the battle. Unfortunately, Briggsy's introducing it, but it's the one potluck against this great bout here. Oshea rocking that sandwich shirt. I quite like that.
Oh, was that with all the rappers' names on?
All the puns of Notorious BLT, etc.
Novelty t-shirts.
And I mean, he begins full force. Really, your mother is Harry Baker, picking up the tongue twister legacy there. He's twice the man. He has half the brain. Before you left the house for the event, your father asked, "Will there be any colours there?"
He did that, actually. Yeah.
I mean, it's a great thing. Oshea. I think a lot of people in the comments as well are saying it's so good to see Oshea really on form. Doing.
Yeah, he was in his element there, wasn't he?
He was.
I don't see him that much more comfortable than that.
No, he looked terrific, and you again, Oshea, as we say, it's a huge mark of honour. He is a Don't Flop legend, but in the way that only you can, you go back through his stuff. He's battled Orcs, he battled Bard, he did a 2-on-2 with Bloodstroke. How can I call this off, you say?
Yeah, he had taken a string of battles, and I kept thinking after everyone, why is he doing that kind of thing? I guess he just loves battling.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, just lots of your writing has a very kind of seamless quality. You talk about him taking all the battles, the whole birthday, name on the card, no idea who you're writing for.
Oh yeah, I was happy with that. Yeah, I like the way, not to blow my own trumpet, but the image is quite relatable, I guess.
No, it's reminds me a bit of Scoop against Wilsey, leap year, you haven't seen a birthday in 4 years, any sort of birthday bars always seem to pop for some reason. And of course, any bars about Oshea jizzing on his son's head will also pop. That Harry Potter punch is like perfection.
I know, I was so happy when I thought of that, and because the first couple bars of that 4-bar rhyme scheme, they're kind of disgusting, to be honest, what I wrote, but then they kind of lead to that point, and it kind of makes sense in the end, I guess. And the reaction I got for that was crazy.
And the chant comes back for you in that moment as well. And then just 2 more bars on the same topic that are just brilliant, really. I think these are great bars. And you talk about the coin toss. No point in flipping the coin, because with Osh, every toss seems to end up on the head.
Oh yeah, I was happy with that.
And you sometimes you've got to give a bit of context to a bar, so you're nudge nudge, O'Shea's son's called Finley, just to kind of put that out there, and haven't covered a fin like that since you shat on a shark.
Yeah, I know, I was so happy I could make that connection.
That was brilliant. I forgot that bar when I was rewatching it, and that is a fantastic spot. Oshea going a bit more surreal in the second, showing you the picture of the ostrich.
Oh yeah, I like that. That was hilarious, actually. Yeah. I've got that ostrich in my house somewhere.
No.
Yeah. Oh. Need to get that framed.
That is true. If Don't Flop really does go under, and we need to do some sort of Sotheby's sale of battle rap memorabilia, that would bring in some coin. But that is crazy. Yeah. Did he draw that?
I think he did. Yeah, he told me that he literally just Googled ostrich. I just did a sketch of one.
All right. Man of many talents. You look like you helped create WikiLeaks, he says.
Yeah, I guess I did a bit. it was just the multi on that, wasn't it? James Miller sheet. Create WikiLeaks.
Create WikiLeaks.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Very, very good. And again, Bloodstrow gets brought up in your second. He's friends with Bloodstrow, but not taught him to multi yet. And then you sort of compare him and Bloodstrow to you and Rob.
That was a bit unfair, I think, especially after Rob's performance against Big T the day before. Yeah, kind of sold him out of it there, but anything for reaction.
Yeah, man. I mean, what did you make of Rob's Big T performance? Crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, really, really good. We went through our material quite a few times on Skype before. I wish I could have been there on the day, but obviously we've had to travel to London and then to Leeds the next day. It's a bit of a hassle. But,
yeah.
You killed it, and it looks like it went down really well in the room.
Oh yeah. No, I was there actually hearing it. Well, I remember he performed his bars to me beforehand, and it's that sort of stuff that is going to pop. You know what I mean? It's just kind of
there wasn't like any weak points in his rounds at all. No. I think it's kind of consistent reaction throughout.
And the whole, I mean, if you battle Innuendo, you've got to mention him shitting on shot. You've got to mention Flossie and if you battle Oshea, you've got to mention Flossie and Innuendo. The whole boo over Mike like Sully in Monsters Inc.
Yeah, I was in two minds about that bar because I do like the wordplay there, but then again, it is a Monsters Inc. bar, so I don't know if I get a pass.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, but I mean, look, it's all good. It's all good. There's, it works. And the phone going off in your second, the ringtone. I mean, similar to Big J's Neaky Mates. Did that put you off?
Yeah, definitely did. And there's not much I can do, really, is there?
No.
I don't even know who it was. It might have been a bouncer.
Yeah.
That was really annoying, and especially when Oshea flipped it in the next round, and he said, "What do you say? That the best part of your round was my man's ringtone." And I was like, and the crowd cheered. I was like, "Fuck!" They must have hated that round then.
Well, I mean, it's just I think Chris Lees flipped a phone bar again against Bam Lam and Cystic. Like, you know what I mean? Anything that's in the live nature of the room is going to be explosive. Your third, it felt a little bit not as tied together as the other two, the sort of Liverpool round.
I thought when I wrote that, I thought it was hilarious, but I guess quite like a well-spoken southern kid going up to the north and cussing Liverpool. Not going to go down that well.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't even on. Yeah. It wasn't even on kind of a territorial stuff. I just thought the other two rounds, like your precision was a bit sharper, I guess.
Yeah, no, I think I when I finished the battle, I was really disappointed actually with how it went, like the battle as a whole, because I thought that first round it's like one of my best rounds ever in that battle, I think. And just from there, I think. I just thought from the second round onwards, I wasn't really bringing it, but glad to hear you thought the second was all right.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is a really strong battle, man, and yet again, it's very impressive that you went toe to toe, and I probably think you beat Oshea actually.
Do you think? Oh, I'm not sure, but thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard really because Oshea, I adore Oshea obviously, but he's a bit of a chaotic element in battle rap, isn't he? He's not that direct. He's just kind of Oshea always, and it's kind of hard to kind of go against that. But I mean, 8th birthday as a whole, did you enjoy your time at the event?
As a whole, the event was really good, but because the whole day was leading up to Tony and Pat, which has been on the cards for so long. I thought that battle was kind of underwhelming as a whole.
Yeah.
But no, there's some really good battles that day. What was that? Soul, Quill. I loved Arc Danger Zone as well.
Rap to Jonah was decent.
Jonah, yeah. I think there weren't really any bad battles. Just that one at the end that was a bit bit underwhelming, but yeah, great event.
No, yeah, definitely. Chiller Sharon, I found a bit of a snore fest personally.
Yeah, that was a bit meh. But
yeah. But no, that's fair. And around this time, a lot of interesting things happening in the battle rap world, including the emergence of not the best name, but an interesting league, UKBL.
But to be honest, we haven't seen you spit a nice 3 in long. It was 4:30, like 5 hours ago. In other words, your time's been and gone. You need to find the right mix between the wacky freeze you're rapping and some writtens too to show you got some decent talent. And to be honest, you need to find the right mix between the wacky freeze you're rapping and some writtens too to show you got some decent talent. And to be honest, it's been a while since we've seen it happen. You're a tightrope artist, walking a thin line trying to keep that balance. But
I remember they were announcing these battles early on. Shout out to UKBL, shout out to Cracker and Koji every time. And you and Pedro got announced, and I remember thinking that is a smart matchup. I like that matchup.
Yeah, no, it had been on the cards for a while. I think Don't Flop had tried to, definitely suggested it to me at one point, and I guess everyone at a certain point has to battle Pedro. It seems like it's battled everyone. But yeah, no, I was a bit apprehensive at first just because it was a new league. But yeah, they handled business really well, and I thought, why not, really?
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, no, exactly, man. And this event, kind of, I like the presentation. A lot of people got a bit disorientated by the camera work, which I know is kind of being improved upon. But it suffered a bad fate of kind of having like loud music underneath, didn't it?
Yeah, no. That was really off-putting on the day. Yeah. It was literally like a club night below. Like when the event finished, we all went down, and it was just like DJs and like hundreds of people downstairs dancing.
Right.
You can see why they kind of compromised the audio from that event.
Yeah, it's a shame, but nonetheless, quite a few people there, quite an intimate kind of venue, which gets a good atmosphere, and you begin UK Battle League putting on half of Mexico because of the names, which is which is great, and then you again you got to mention. I think actually, what do you think as a whole of this battle? Personally, I think this is some of your best material.
Do you think? I think like a lot of things I thought were going to get a lot of reaction didn't get so much, really. The highlight was definitely in the second round, the whole flip on the Kanye thing. But I do feel like I had some material in that battle that just kind of went under the radar, possibly just because of the vibe of the event with the club night downstairs and everything. But yeah, no, I was relatively happy with how it went.
And you spent most of the time, as I say, on the ripped t-shirts, you wearing your thickest fleece to make sure that he won't get into it. Him being ahead of his time, how ripped t-shirts are so in right now. Tore through fabric like Islington Police. There's some sick...
Shut the club down, considering he tore through fabric like the Islington Police.
Right.
Layers.
Like a fleece. Didn't tear Mac a new one, had to buy him a new one. In front of Hulk ripping shirts, not a comic. And possibly my favourite of the battle. For every ped antic out there, I feel I've got to correct him.
Oh yeah, I messed up the delivery on that bar, but I was really happy when I wrote that. Especially because, what's the punchline? Pedantic. I got to correct him. And in the setup, it's ripping shirts in front of Hulk, comic book reference. I was happy with that 4 bars.
Yeah, no, it's a great succinct section. Pedro, the guy can be on fire or the guy can be doused, and here he's not good, is he? No,
but there's always the odd moment where I don't know, it's still funny at points. But then I guess the whole Pedro freestyling novelty did kind of get a bit old, like kind of around last year.
Yeah, it's Pedro. I love Pedro, but Pedro's very 2015.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I remember I think after 7th birthday, he went from like a fan favourite to getting a lot of hate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these things run in cycles, but yeah, and you mentioned this actually in your second, without breaks, PED keeps going round and round, and it's an endless cycle.
Oh yeah, I was happy with that bar. One of my best in the battle, I think.
Used to rate Pedro, the prepper rate Pedro. As you're saying, sort of kind of stuff here. I even bought an Umbro top. I thought it was like. I mean, what are your biggest reactions ever?
Yeah, I know. I guess everyone's familiar with the Kanye skit.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, that was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Kojay even like grabs your collar or something. Like, you know, people are.
I think that was Jem.
Oh, was it Jem? Shit.
Yeah, I know. I was pretty gassed when Jem did that.
Yeah, that is an honour. That is an honour. And I mean, Pedro again. The only line I've got here is on the underground bun in brown. But
yeah, I think he like flipped the whole Kanye thing at first.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, but it only lasted about 10 seconds.
Yeah. And you mentioned something in your third, which is such a throwback, even for someone, you know, slightly older than myself. You mentioned predictive text, which I hadn't thought about in years, and I was just like,
oh was I?
I can't even. I've just literally got Juan mentions predictive text as a note here, and you know, if Pedro's got a friend with a llama, that's Napoleon complex.
Oh yeah.
Hard. UKBL sounds like Don't Flop spin-off made by Nigel Farage.
Yeah, no, I think I thought everyone must have been thinking that.
Yeah. It is. I mean, there's that problem, and there's also the problem where you have URL and now UKBL, and it's just I don't know. It's
I know I wasn't too keen on the name when Kojay first approached me with the idea for the battle, but I guess. Once you get more used to the league, like you don't really second guess the name after a while.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, I was at Bloodline recently. Check out the recap on the channel as well. You know, I was a big fan of Kojay. I really like what they're doing over there. But you know, these things take time, and I think this battle event as a whole, it was pretty successful, wasn't it? I mean, give or take the noise downstairs, but there were some good battles.
Yeah, Tony vs Kojay was a really good battle. Yeah. What else was there?
There was Old English Jokestar wasn't great.
Jokestar was good, I think.
Yeah. What else was there in there? I'm trying to think now. There was did Craft D battle there? I don't think he did. No,
it was Villain versus Rivers.
Oh, Oshea versus Cracker is the one that I'm trying to think of.
Oh, that's a good battle.
Yeah, that's a good battle. Yeah. O'Shea mentions Craft D in that. That's what I was thinking of there. Of course. And
wonder why.
Yeah. You know, you were off then, weren't you? I mean, we mentioned a gap here before. Was this around the time when you set on your travels?
Yeah. So that was a couple of weeks before Christmas, and I left on 28th of December, and left for about 5 months, so couldn't really battle in that time apart from the Australia thing. Yeah,
and I mean, talk to me about this final battle, this Arrows battle. Was this good fortune? Did you plan to battle while you were over there, or?
I think it was just because Earl was hitting me up for events in the UK, and I told him that I was going to be away in Australia and all these other places, and he was like, we'll try and get you a battle while you're out there. And he put me in a group chat with the main guy over there called Chris. And he Chris bought 2 return tickets for me and my girlfriend to fly from Sydney to Melbourne, which is like 250 quid overall.
Wow.
And kind of had to, like, I was so grateful for the opportunity and that he'd done that. And I was pretty inspired by the opponent as well. So I thought, it's such a good opportunity to battle in another country, so why not? Yeah,
it's so cool. I remember something on Viewpoint or something, this was going down, it was on a flyer, and, I think similar to when Harry Baker battled Dundee, whenever you see the Don't Flop guys out there, it's always awesome.
So I got Arrows. Hadn't heard of him before. Chris stated the kid, said he was respected in Australia, but I couldn't see why when I played all his vids. Respected in Australia. Now either you're lying to me and you're taking the piss, or everyone in Australia's shit.
This was quite a cool venue, wasn't it? It seemed like a sort of, almost like a pub garden kind of thing.
It was a pub garden.
Oh, it was?
No.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, no, it was a really cool venue, Just going in and out all day getting drinks. I got, because the organiser of the event knew the barman, I got free drinks all day.
Wow.
Yeah, really good event. Really liked it, yeah.
And just looking at Aero's verse tracker now, he's been battling since 2011.
I know, yeah.
You know, around
I think
about...
it's even longer than that.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, maybe it is.
I think I saw one in 2010, but
oh, shit.
Yeah, who knows?
Shit, there's a thumbnail of him dressed up as Mario, it seems, as well, with Luigi. So, there you go. Yeah, definitely check that one out. And, I mean, you know, during the battle, like, getting up to the battle, you're on your gap year. Were you rehearsing much when you were travelling, or...?
Well, yeah, there's like long bus journeys or whatever.
Of course, yeah.
I've been writing, rehearsing. I wasn't on the move all the time, but I was kicking back and reading and had quite a lot of spare time, so it wasn't really an issue to prepare.
And I mean, so we Aeros as well. I mean, how would you describe him to someone that's not aware of who he is?
Small, loud, Aussie, I guess. Yeah. Quite stereotypically Australian, I'd say.
Yeah. And
he like the thing with a lot of Australian battlers is they care about multi-syllabics so much. Like they all just they love their multis, and I think he's definitely an example.
Hell yeah. And, you know, he begins, Jake is a dog, you know, Adventure Times mentioned here. I mean, like, he mentions you're a Jew, and we get, he in the battle, and then it's like, Jewish, German, it was just like, oh.
I'm not a Jew. I think Lavos made that up, and it's been used quite a few times since. Yeah, I just for the record, I'm not Jewish.
No, yeah, sorry, yeah. I should say you're Jewish, like a Jew. Sorry, that sounded quite sort of accusatory there.
Oh, no. I just had to clear up. I'm not a Jew.
Jew getting gassed in the building, he says, history has a strange way of repeating itself. So,
very original.
Yeah. I mean, he gets some reaction, and I think, you know, Aussies, they do like the Maltese, and they like the hyped up bars, which he delivers.
Yeah, I don't know. He does have a good delivery, and I think he was spitting a lot of local references.
Yes,
but they were all going off. I kind of assumed they were good.
Yeah. There was a lot of the end of his verse I don't get. And you begin. He's respected in Australia. You were told, and you could turn to the host. Either you're lying and taking the piss, or everyone in Australia is shit.
Yeah, no. One of my best intros, I'd say, to that.
Yeah. Very funny. You talk about your gap year as well, going to Peru next month. The Inca ruin you?
Oh, yeah. Something clicked that day when I was booking a Machu Picchu trip.
Nice.
I thought, well, you know, why not?
I could almost imagine Charlie Clips saying that bar.
I don't know if it's a reach or not. Maybe it is a bit.
Funny. You speak about the viral potential of this battle, how they should rename it Dwarf Killed in a Rap Battle by Sexy Looking English Guy.
Well, I think that's because he has a lot of clickbait kind of titles on his videos, I think. 16-year-old freestyling and things like that. So
Yeah.
Flip it around, isn't it?
Yeah. And, I mean, Aero's, in his second sort of talk, he mentions Max Sherry and Mickey Worthless, actually, which is quite interesting, kind of.
I think it kind of got a reaction as well. It's good to know the Australians know about Max Sherry.
Yeah, definitely. Talks about, obviously, sleeping with your girlfriend, bitch opened up for England. Yeah, he did. Bitch opened up for England more than Alistair Cook, which is kind of like that. Like that's not bad, actually.
Again, quite stereotypically Australian, right? The cricket references.
Yes. Definitely.
The thing is, it was because she was with me on that day. It was her birthday, so we didn't really want to be hearing bars like that.
Yeah. She was like Big J's mate. She's getting really aggy. You talk about naming himself after confectionery in the second. And
one of my best bars I think I've ever written was the talking about arrows. The holes in your structure aren't hard to find, and once I rip through the wrapper, you'll see the bars
are light.
Yeah,
crazy.
That's one of my favourite ever bars I wrote.
Yeah, so good. What I bet if you took, if you go to Gemini Shock Soul and you say, okay, there's a guy called Aero, do a name flip, a chocolate bar name flip. That's the best you can come up with. That is literally the pinnacle. Like, there's nothing better. Like,
I guess because it's quite a predictable thing to do when his name is Arrows. But I'm glad that I can make it kind of original.
Did you ever consider that? And I don't know this, and it seems to have popped off. But what if an Aero wasn't big in Australia? Like, what if they don't have them over there?
I googled it, and I asked the host before, and I because I wasn't sure about in England we've got bleep tests, and in my first round of that battle I talk about how when he paces back and forth, it's like an imaginary beep test. I say but they don't have bleep tests in Australia. It's called a beep test, so I had to clarify that before as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, thankfully they weren't lost in translation. You talk about his Vega battle. Last time I saw a dwarf fuck that hard, I deleted my browser history.
Yeah, no.
That was funny.
I think an audience member shouted incognito.
Right. Stop the frets, you're probably 10 is very much just kind of Sleepy G, like like the way you clown in that condescending way, so successful.
If he was a little bit short, I might not have done those bars, but he's very, very small man. So
it comes across on cam. And I mean, all in all though, like a great battle, and it must have been a good feeling to go overseas and really plant your flag.
Yeah, no, I couldn't be more happy with how it went. I was so nervous all day. Had quite a few of his boys coming up to me and just telling me like, "Oh, Arrows is going to kill you. You're dead." Like
You're dead.
Because I didn't realise that the venue's literally like 2 streets away from where he lives, so he was very much in his comfort zone, and I wasn't at all, to be honest. But I couldn't have been more happy with how it went.
That's great, man. I mean, were you getting recognised over there?
No. For the 5 months I was away, I didn't get recognised once. No. So, a bit of a letdown.
Yeah. It'd be great if on the Machu Picchu ruins, someone was like, "Hang on, didn't you battle Comet? Who did you battle? Jay Dillon, wasn't it, in the top 8? Yeah.
I got recognised last year in the middle of Berlin. I think that's the most obscure.
Wow.
Place. Yeah. I was pretty gassed about that.
That's crazy. What happened? Did someone just ask about Don't Flop?
It was in a club about it was like 5 a.m. and this guy just came up to me and asked if I was Juan. I am.
Wow, that's fucking dope, man. And I mean, this battle was uploaded February of this year, 2017. We're now in August, and you haven't had a battle since. I appreciate you've been away. Are you looking to battle this year or?
I don't know. I would, but not much is really happening at the moment with Don't Flop, is it?
Yeah.
So, a couple of other leagues have approached me, but I'm not particularly motivated, really. When it's on a league that's not as established, I definitely think about it a lot more.
Yeah.
And I probably ask more from them, if I was going to battle for them. But I don't really know, to be honest. Before Don't Flop kind of went under, as it were, I was hitting me up with some big ideas for battles, but none of them going to happen. So.
Oh no! I mean, we mentioned Dialect before, which of course would be a great battle. Is there anyone else that you just like to battle that maybe that could come through?
I'll tell you about the people that I was meant to battle last year. So when Koj was meant to battle Soul? Yes. I'm pretty sure I approached a few people, but he asked me to do that against Soul.
You battled Soul?
Yeah, no, I was so happy. I didn't take the battle because of how short notice it was. I was pretty busy that week. But to even be offered a name like Soul is crazy. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And then the event, Quill vs Unanimous event.
Yeah, last word, yeah.
That was meant to be me versus DNA. So I've got 2 rounds written for that.
Oh my god, wow.
And also, before the DNA battle was supposed to be locked in, I was meant to battle Yunan at that event, but said he couldn't make it and then battled anyway. So
right.
obviously he didn't want to battle me. But yeah, was hitting me up with some big battles. Like I can't complain on that front at all.
Yeah,
he's always come through with big battles for me.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. That is insane. Yeah, you versus Soul. I love your style, man, but I don't know if Soul would just like eviscerate you. No offense. Like,
I think he'd have some very strong concepts about like me. I don't know what battlers like me mean for the scene, kind of thing.
But I mean, alternatively, I'd love to see your take on Soul. I would love to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd say to him, to be honest, but it's one of those battles where I don't even know if I'd accept, just because I know it probably wouldn't go too well for me. But maybe if we're still doing this in a couple of years or whatever. Who knows? But
yeah. No, it's good to have it, on the table, I guess. And I mean, I didn't mean any disrespect by what I said, but it's just that Soul is, probably the best in the world. Like, no
offense taken.
Yeah.
I know how good Soul is.
Yeah. And I mean, like, are you going to be at next? I know you're not battling. Are you going to be at next in line too, or?
I was meant to be battling, actually. It was meant to be me versus E. Farrell, but that's not happening.
Okay.
Yeah, so many battles just haven't really materialised for me. I backed out of that event just because I don't know why, but after everything that had happened with everyone coming out with their stories or whatever, I wasn't really into battle rap for a while. Not that I dislike or anyone, but I didn't really want to be involved in the scene when those kind of things are being said and accusations are being thrown around like that. It's a pretty bad time for UK battle rap.
No, that's true, man. It's true, and good to see you remaining diplomatic. I mean, let's talk like fantasy internationals. I mean, is there anyone else out there that maybe haven't been offered but you'd love to battle? Apart from Mook, obviously.
I obviously had the DNA battle locked in. I want to do that. Do you know what? I don't watch too much international battle rap, really. I mainly just don't flop, to be honest, but I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I mean, if there's no one,
honestly, I guess it's any typical URL guy would be fun to write for.
Yes.
Obviously a bit cliche with the whole nerd versus bar rapper, but it would be fun to write for.
No. I mean, it's a bit of a done thing, but it always offers up some some interesting comparisons there. So I guess finally, how do people get at you? I think when we last spoke, I remember actually when I saw Copyright at that quite dead Don't Flop Oxford gig. You and your friend were making some music. Is that coming out or?
No, not really. I think just hit me up, said, do I want to do a set? And I had like a few verses written that I didn't really have any plans for. And I didn't want to do it on my own. I've been rapping with Sam for years, so we just kind of rehearsed a couple of times, just put some bars over a few beats. But they're not going to come out now, to be honest.
Right. No. Fair enough, man.
Yeah, no, I do want to start making more music. I haven't really had the opportunity yet, and I don't think I'll put anything out until I'm like properly happy with it, which could be never.
Right. Well, I mean, regardless, you've got an incredible back catalogue, and you're still so young. Enjoy uni, man. I mean,
thank you very much.
If you're regardless of battles, not you've got an enviable amount of bodies there. How do people get at you finally? Twitter, that sort of stuff.
Twitter at that Juan Ute spelled Yute.
Of course.
Instagram Jake Millicheap, MILLICHEAP, and they're pretty much all I really use.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Juan Instrumentals. Find a few beats on there if you have a look.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I want to urge everyone, of course, to go back and watch all 4 of these battles and all the other One battles as well. There's some great stuff there. Please subscribe to the show, Battle Resume, comment below, ask us some questions. We'll get them answered on our Ask Battle Resume episode, edition 3, coming out soon. We've got the Patreon as well. But Juan, this has been so good, man. Thank you for coming on again.
It's a pleasure. Thanks very much for having me on.